Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I am Impress Williams, and on this channel we focus on developing our personal brands to achieve our goals as entrepreneurs. I will be taking you guys along with me on this journey and sharing everything that I learn with you guys. So if this sounds beneficial to you, make sure that you join the family, sis, and subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell so you guys will be notified whenever I post a video, because you don't want to miss. I'll be posting videos every Sunday and Wednesday. So on today's video, I will be sharing with you guys 7 things that I wish I knew before I graduated college. So it's coming from a college graduate, so make sure you guys take notes. Alright, so tip number one is to have a plan. You want to have some kind of idea of where you want to be after you graduate college. If you know what your major is, you should have an idea of why you're in your major. What career field do you want to go into? You're majoring in something so that you can go into a certain career field. So you want to identify those things. What exactly is it that I'm studying, and what career field am I trying to go into? This also may require you to think about where you're going, as far as, are you going to stay in the state that you're in school? Are you going to move back home? Are you going to move to a different state and start working? Do you have job opportunities? These are things that you want to ask yourself. Organize and prioritize your goals so that you know that you are achieving whatever you have planned for yourself. Writing all of my goals down on a sheet of paper and organizing those goals from an A list, a B list, and a C list. The A list being the things that you want to do immediately. The B list will be things that can kind of wait off for about 6 months to a year. And the C list will be things that are the more long-term goals, and they really wouldn't happen until you accomplish the goals on your A and B list. You're only going to focus on your A list goals for right now. And in your A list, you're going to number those goals from 1 to so on. So if you have 20 goals on your A list, you would number your goals from 1 to 20, 1 being the most important and 20 being the least important. And then from there, you're going to look at your A1. So whatever is your number 1 goal on your A list, that would be your A1 goal. So you will only focus on your A1 goal. You'll make a list of how to accomplish that A1 goal. You would do something every single day that is helping you to accomplish your goals. Then once you knock out A1 goal, you move on to A2 goal, and you just keep going so that your goals are organized and prioritized. Number 2 is getting experience. Getting experience in whatever industry you say that you want to work in, whatever field you feel interested in. Make sure you're getting experience. And if you don't know exactly what it is that you want to do in that industry, experiment. Get an internship working. Let's say you want to pursue a career in marketing. Get an internship at a company where you'll be able to be exposed to different types of marketing, and you'll be able to experiment different kinds of marketing so you know exactly what it is that you want to do by the time you graduate. This is also your time to build your resume. All of these experiences that you're going to be getting is going to be resume builders. These are things that you can put in your resume. So when you're in college, this is the perfect time to start something. Start a business, start a club, start something so that you can also get that work experience if you're not being provided with the opportunities to have an internship or the opportunities to work for a company in your industry. Start your own thing. For example, if you want to get into the business world, start your own business. Learn how to operate a business so that you can put those things on your resume, and you can also show that it was successful. And that can be something that an employer can look at, and that will look really good. These are 2 things that I don't think people talk about enough when it comes to college graduates. And these 2 things are a LinkedIn and a professional email. Something that I made a mistake doing closer to the end of my senior year is I was using my personal email for professional things, for job interviews, for just everything. And I had to quickly realize that that was the wrong way to go. So you want to get a professional email. A professional email just has your first and last name and maybe a middle initial, but you don't want to put any personal information in your professional email because you don't want anyone to judge you for your age. For instance, my email was impresswilliams97@gmail.com, and the 97 let everyone know how old I was. And so if they wanted to discriminate against me because of my age, they could have done that. So make sure you keep all personal information out of your email. The next thing is having a LinkedIn. It's so important to start a LinkedIn when you're in college. because you are going to start building your personal brand, building your profile, building your online presence in a more positive professional light. So if you don't have a LinkedIn, make sure you start a LinkedIn. Kind of get an idea of how LinkedIn works. If you're not familiar with it, you can look at other people who are in your career field. You can look at people who are in the company that you want to work for, and just see like what their experience is, how they have their LinkedIn set up, and that will give you a pretty good idea of what your LinkedIn should look like. All right, tip number 3, develop your personal brand. Develop your personal brand so that you can go after your passions and take those career risks that you want to take. And the reason why I say start with your personal brand is because your personal brand is the core of who you are. And if you don't know who you are, what your characteristics are, what your passions are, what your weaknesses are, what your strengths are, what you like, what you don't like, how in the world are you going to decide where you want to go after you graduate college? Take some time to really get to know yourself. You have a brand regardless if you are trying to have a personal brand or not. So that's why I say work on your personal brand, because your personal brand is out there. But is your personal brand reflecting where you want to be? Is your personal brand reflecting where you want to go after you graduate college? If it's not, then you need to take time to work on it and to develop it. This is also the time where you can take risks in your career. You can take risks after you graduate college. This 5-year window is the time where you're single, you don't have kids, you're not married, and so you really can experiment as much as you can in these 5 years, so it won't be as detrimental as if you were 40 married with kids. That means if you want to study abroad, if you want to go to grad school, if you want to move to a different city, move to a different country, if you want to just explore different careers, if you want to work at a company for a year and quit, and then go to another company and work there for 6 months and quit, I mean, this is the time to do it. If you want to start your business, if you want to become a consultant, if you want to become a hairstylist, whatever it is, this is the time to do it. So take advantage of the fact that you are in a time period where it is okay to take risks, and take advantage of that. Tip number 4 is to live below your means. And this can be living below your means for the next 2 years or the next 5 years. So I know this doesn't sound pretty, and I know a lot of you guys are like, girl, bye, I'm gonna have my nice apartment and drive my nice car that I just bought. I mean, if you want to do that, sis, go ahead and do you, but this is just my advice and what I personally feel is financially responsible after you graduate college, because you're not stable. You're not financially stable. You're not in your career field stably. You know, you have so much growing to do. And because you're at a time where you're going to be taking all of these risks, possibly, you don't want to set yourself up for failure. Get ready to live the next 2 to 5 years after you graduate college as someone who was still in college, as far as your eating habits, your bills, your expenses. You want your expenses to be way less than your income. You want to decrease your expenses as much as possible and increase your income as much as possible, especially if you have student loan debt, because you want to save up enough money to pay those student loans back. You want to save up enough money so you can start investing your money and having your money earn interest and build your credit. You want to start building the foundation of your future. And getting an expensive apartment, getting a car note that you don't necessarily need, it's really just kind of adding extra expenses to you that you don't need. And it's really going to be sacrificing that money that could be going towards student loan debt, if you want to go to grad school, or anything that's a little bit more important for your future. This is a time to maybe get some roommates, maybe pick up some side hustles. I can do a video on different side hustles that you can get after you graduate college. This is a time to really be sticking to your budget. Create a budget plan, stick to your budget plan. Like, don't go outside of your budget plan. Really be strict on yourself for these next 2 to 5 years. And I promise you, like, you won't regret it. This is literally what millionaires do. They sacrifice these times in their 20s so that they can live the way that they want in their 30s and 40s and 50s. Tip number 5 is to build strong relationships. This can be relationships with your professors, with mentors, alumni, your classmates, because you never know who someone may know that can help you to get to where you want to be. You never want to burn bridges with people. So I would say stay in contact with all of your professors, stay in contact with your classmates. Your classmates could know about job opportunities, maybe in a job that they're working. Your professors may have job opportunities for you that you may not know about until later down the line. If they don't have your contact information, they have no way to contact you and let you know that those jobs are there. So stay in contact with people, build strong relationships, learn how to have people skills, be kind to people, treat people the way that you want to be treated. And that all goes back to your personal brand, because this is a representation of who you are, and these are things that people are going to remember for the rest of their life about you. And if you're not a good person, that could really set you up for failure if you really need someone down the line. So people skills also can play off of when you have job interviews, when you have a Zoom call job interview, if you have a phone call job interview, and you don't know how to talk to people and you don't have people skills, that's going to be really hard for them to see you as a potential candidate. So work on your people skills, work on building strong relationships with people around you. Number 6 is just enjoy being in college. Be grateful for the season that you're in. Be grateful that you were able to go to college. Some people weren't able to do that. So really start looking at your blessings and counting those blessings. In college is the only time, unless you're going into the educational career field, where you're gonna have a summer break, a winter break, a fall break, spring break. This is the only time where you're actually going to be able to have all these vacation times, because once you start working, and even if you're going to become an entrepreneur, these vacation times aren't as frequent as when you're in college. So really take advantage of going on trips, going on road trips, going out of town, enjoying these times to literally not do anything and not have to worry about bills, not have to worry about going back to work on Monday. Really enjoy this time. You're literally a college student who gets to choose their schedule. Enjoy your time. All right, and the last tip number 7, is develop a strong work ethic. I'll repeat, develop a strong work ethic. Nobody wants to hire someone who is lazy, and you dang sure ain't about to have your own business if you're lazy and you don't know how to have work ethic even with your own business. It takes even more work ethic being an entrepreneur. So really try to figure out what your strengths and weaknesses are, what areas you can grow in, and really try to develop that strong work ethic. You're gonna have to work for whatever you want in life. Nothing is gonna be given to you, handed to you. Everything is gonna have to be earned and worked for. Even if you do have connections, you're still gonna have to put in the work. Don't be lazy. Get used to working hard, and enjoy working, because you're going to be working for the rest of your life, no matter what industry you go into. Reality check. I think that's all the tips for today. So yeah, tip number 1, have a plan. Number 2, get experience. Number 3, develop a personal brand. Number 4, live below your means. Number 5, build strong relationships, long-lasting relationships with people. Number 6, enjoy being a college student. And number 7, develop a strong work ethic. So I assure you, if you implement these 7 tips, your transition from being a college student to being a college graduate will be a lot smoother. Let me know if you guys have any questions. If you guys want me to make any other videos going into more depth about any of these 7 topics that I mentioned, let me know in the comments down below. If you guys want a video topic on anything else, just let me know and I'll be glad to make a video on it. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, because I got some good stuff coming. So we're going on this journey of developing our personal brands, and I want each and every one of you to really come along on this journey and literally use all these tactics so that you can grow and that you can achieve your goals. So hit that subscribe button, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.